So whenever you look for the communication systems or different kind of electronic circuits, everywhere the subject has got an importance. So since this subject is more or less mathematical, so you must be having some prerequisites, whatever you have gone through in the previous semester, especially if I talk about your mathematics. So this subject is mathematical and conceptual. If you understand those concepts, so you will be able to proceed the coming semester subject. Up to the end of your BTech degree, you cannot get rid of this subject. So this is my request to all the students that everybody should go through this subject with your hard work, and of course you need to generate interest in that. So since now you are in third semester, so your typical core branch is now going to be started or already started 2 3 days back. In first year, you have gone through the number of subjects which were basic or prerequisites for your engineering. Now, this was unfortunate that till now you guys are not in the campus, but hopefully within a week or two you will be here. So we will be meeting each other, having interactions, and provide some relevant information for your future path, how you deal with your coming semesters, how you can save your future, and how you can save your academics, right? So engineering is not all about taking a degree of paper. It is basically you have to develop the skill in such a way that wherever you will go in the world, you can implement or you can use your skill, especially in the technological part. Because this is not necessary that you, you will get the degree of engineering and you will work in the engineering field. May be possible that some of you may have interest in UPSC examination. So you may be a DM of one city. So somebody may ask that where the engineering will work. So nowadays there are so many things which are happening inside a city. All are based on technology. So if you have the knowledge of that technology, you can discuss them, you can improve them, or you can be a part of them. Otherwise, without these things, it would be very difficult to understand the technological part of it. And suppose if you are not looking your future in, especially in engineering, you want to be in management field after doing your engineering. So of course, again you require the technical part, and if you are good enough in technical part, it is beneficial for you. Or if you want to go for higher studies like USA or others, somebody may have interest in doing MS or doing PhD from foreign university. Somebody may have interest in getting the jobs in PSUs through the examination called GATE, or somebody may be interested in engineering services. It depends upon your choice. So my request or this is my suggestion to all the students that whatever is your goal, right, or may be possible till now, if you have not decided your goal, decide your goal, decide your future, what you want to do exactly, and start working on that. Start working means apart from academics, everybody has to develop their profile according to the future plan. Suppose if you are looking for MS or PhD from abroad, so you must be more technical, or you must be having or dealing with some projects. You must complete those projects, only then you can be there easily for MS or others. And if you are looking for UPSC, so you start doing apart from your academic work, you start doing on that. So basically, whenever you will be in this campus physically, so you will get those opportunities over here to groom yourself, to develop yourself, to enhance yourself, not only in the field of academics and not only in the field of engineering, but also you can develop your extracurricular things or you can develop your personality. So this is my suggestion to all the students. Be clear about your goal. Don't take up like I can do this thing also, I can do this thing also. So at a time you can be focused only in a specific direction on one. Now regarding your future or related to the institute, if you are having anything in your mind, if I will be able to answer, I answer you, and then I'll talk about your subjects which I am going to teach in. Hello,
Yes, sir.
yes. What is your question? Yes. What is your question?
Sir, no question, sir. No.
No question. I
No,
thought
sir.
you want to ask something.
No, sir.
I can see there are 65
Sir,
students. Yes, yes.
sir, if someone is aiming for UPSC being to be an IAS officer, so we should start
Yeah,
preparing from now itself.
yeah, of course. You have to start from the scratch from today itself. No need to wait because until unless you go for the syllabus of UPSC and which subject you want to be in UPSC examination, you have to look for those things right now. No need to wait. Every year there are 4 to 5 students selected from this MNNIT. Last to last year there was a girl, Soumya Pandey. She got AIR 4 in UPSC. She got AIR 4 in UPSC.
Excuse me,
Any
sir.
other thing? Yes, yes.
Sir, I heard from the pupils that they say that EC syllabus is difficult as comparative to other core branches, and so it is very
Which core
difficult to
branch?
maintain.
Which core branch?
Sir, EC, electronics and communication.
You are saying na, as compared to other core branches. Other means
IT, CS,
mechanical, electrical, everything.
mechanicals.
See,
Yes, sir.
there is a big difference in other core branches and electronics. I can tell you why people say like that. In computer science and IT, most of the things are based on coding, right? And if you are good enough in coding, you can be a very good student in computer science. As far as this electronics is concerned, you need to understand two things. You have to work hard with the core, core subject and as well as the coding or simulation part. Of course, this is little bit difficult, not that much difficult, but if you go from the scratch or you start developing your concept, it is not that much difficult. I tell you, last year there was a guy from electronics department named Mayank Mittal. You can search on Facebook. He passed out here with AIR 84 in GATE, AIR 1 in Indian Engineering Services, and AIR 29 in UPSC last year. So I can give you a number of examples who are passing from here and they are getting whatever they want. The students, every year around 10 students are going abroad for MS. Every year around 5 to 10 students are going for MBA from either IIM or other higher institutions. It depends upon you how much you can work hard. But it's not like that electronics is much difficult. The only thing is that you have to start from the scratch. Start developing a concept. Once you have the concept of each and every subject, it's not that difficult. But there is a very good thing with the electronics. Can anybody tell me what is very much special with the electronics?
Sir, we can get the knowledge of both things, core and that other one.
I-
What is?
Not
Sir,
only
that
the knowledge.
software field.
Yeah, very nice. Not only the knowledge. There is only one branch where the student can get the job in software branches, I mean software companies as well as in core companies. But computer science guys, it's very difficult to get the job in core branches or core companies. So you have a very good opportunity. I can tell you where you can go. See, you can go in
Sir,
software. Yes.
sir, before that, your voice is disturbed, sir. Uh, can you
Okay,
fix it?
you're not getting.
Sir, I'm getting it, but sir, it's disturbed, sir. It's
Just
difficult.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Now it is better.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So where you can get the job, you can get the job in any software companies depending upon your skill, whatever the skill you have developed. I mean, which language or which kind of coding you are doing. Right now, people are working on MATLAB, working on Python, working on machine learning and deep learning. These are the recent topic where the students are working and they are getting a very good job, especially in the area of artificial intelligence, right? Now, second thing is that there are core companies working in the area of VLSI design or microelectronics or electronics companies where you guys can get the job. Third one is the RF sector, RF and communication. Everywhere you can see, even in the pandemic also, there was only one sector which was on the boom. This is nothing but is RF and mobile communication. Because without this, I'm talking to you right now with the help of this RF and mobile communication. So everywhere there is a lot of scope of internets, mobile communication and other things. The third next area, which is very vast area and which is going to be blasting for you guys, which is biomedical image processing and signal processing. In this pandemic, people came to know that how these biomedical image processing can be beneficial for the human being throughout the world. Suppose your doctor is in USA and you are here and you want to consult him. So you can send anything, any data related to your disease. No need to go to USA. He or she can handle from there itself by means of biomedical image processing and signal. This is all are being handled by the electronics engineers, right? Now the next area where you can go, you can switch to your management. You can go to any IIM or any other institutes. So it's a very good combination of BTech plus MBA. You can handle the technical part as well as the management part. The next is if you want to go to any UPSC, sorry, any PSUs like BHEL, SAIL, ONJC, GAIL, PARC, ISRO, DRDO and all that. So you can be a part of that. Being an electronics engineer, you can be a part of that. And then if you want to go for UPSC, of course you have a number of subjects in UPSC, you can apply for that. And if you want to go for MS or PhD, you can go abroad. So electronics, I can say a little bit difficult as compared to other, I understand. But if you start reading or if you start making your concepts, it won't be that much difficult because there are large number of opportunities for you where you can go. right? Any other question?
No, sir.
Okay, so I hope now let's talk about this subjects. So today I'll give you the introductory part of this subjects, and from the next class, I mean after Diwali, we will start your syllabus. So the slide which you are seeing, this nothing but is written signal and system EC 13102, and this is myself, Dr. Rajiv Gupta. So your syllabus part is concerned, it is containing 7 units, right? The first unit is basically the type of the signals. We will deal with the type of the signals, because whatever is happening inside the world during these days or during past, everything can be represented in the form of every physical phenomena can be represented by means of signals. So in unit 1, we will talk about the type of signals that we will study: continuous time, discrete time, energy power signals, periodic, aperiodic signals, even and odd signals, exponential and sinusoidal signal, transformation of independent variable, concepts of unit impulse, unit samples, signal function, continuous time and discrete time signals, and basic system properties. So in first unit, we will talk about signals and systems. Now in the second unit, we will move to the specific type of systems, which are known as linear time invariant or LTI system, right? So one by one, I tell you what is the meaning of signals, what is the meaning of systems, and how you can combine these signals and system to make a complete. The third unit is basically your Fourier series representation of periodic signals. I hope you might have studied this in your mathematics, Fourier series. Have you studied that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In second semester.
Yes, sir.
Even though you have gone through the mathematical part of this, but I don't think so you will be able to answer my question that where you can apply this Fourier series in electronic circuits.
Sir, in calculating
Yes,
those
yes.
voltage and that part.
No, 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 no.
सर
सर एनालॉग सिग्नल को डिजिटल सिग्नल में कन्वर्ट
One by
करने के
one,
लिए
so that I can listen to you. Yes, one by one.
सर एनालॉग सिग्नल को डिजिटल सिग्नल में मतलब कन्वर्ट करने के लिए
No, no, no. Anybody else?
One of the example of Fourier series to compress files.
Compress?
Files.
No. So till now you have studied this Fourier series is just like a mathematics problem, right? Suppose
Yes, sir.
a problem is given to you, something like xt equals to sine t, and you have to find out the Fourier. You apply the formula and you got the answer, nothing else. Now here you have to see the application of this Fourier series. And the most important thing is that why Fourier has developed this series. What was the reason behind this? When I'll teach this thing, I'll tell you why Fourier has developed this and what is the importance of this Fourier series in electronic circuits. And you will see it's a miraculous things that Fourier have found it. And from that time to till date, it is working very fine. Can you tell me what exactly we do in Fourier series? as a part of mathematics simply because you don't know the application or you don't know where it can be applied. What kind of signal we deal with Fourier series? What should be the condition of a signal?
Sir, it should be exponential, I think.
It should be exponential. Okay.
It should be periodic.
Periodic. Okay. So is it possible that the periodic signal can be represented by exponential? Is it possible?
Periodic signals. No, so no
Sir, as
idea.
a wave.
Is there any relation with the exponential signal and the periodic signal?
Yes, sir. That is in complex form.
Of course, it is in complex form, but we have the relation.
Yes, sir. We have the relation.
We have the relation. Very fine. So this is how the Fourier founded the things. And there is one more important things. Let's simply talk about the periodic signals. What do you feel in the nature? What kind of signals do we usually find in nature? Non-periodic or periodic?
In nature, sir,
Periodic, sir.
Periodic.
sinusoidal.
No. Periodic doesn't mean sinusoidal. अपने दिमाग से बात निकाल दो आज से. ठीक है, those who are having their mind that periodic means sinusoidal, this is an absurd answer. Periodic could be anything. Right? Because till now you have studied the periodic signal as a sinusoidal signal, that is fine. But it doesn't mean that all the periodic signals are sinusoidal. Can you define the periodicity mathematically? By simple equation. Let's say xt equals to what?
Xt plus a.
Xt plus t, let's say capital T, which is the
Yes,
time period of the signal. So does it represent a sinusoidal signal? Xt could be
No,
anything.
sir. Yes, sir. Obviously.
Okay. So from today itself, everybody will remove this thing in mind that periodic means sinusoidal. Periodic could be anything, but the condition must be satisfied. Xt equals to x of t plus capital T. Fine. So what Fourier was found that in nature, most of the signals are periodic signals. And that is why he has taken up this signal. And whenever you do the mathematical operations on the periodic signal, the output will again be a periodic signal. Have you felt this thing while solving any mathematical problem? Mathematical operations like subtractions, additions, integrations, differentiation, and all that.
Sir, I
What?
didn't get you. What did you said? Every like function
See,
periodic and again it's periodic.
just as I said, that every periodic signal can be represented in the form of exponential. Fine.
Okay.
We have a relation. We have a relation between sinusoidal signal and exponential signals. We have mathematical relation. Fine.
Yes, sir.
And if you do the mathematical operations on exponential functions, let's say e to the power j omega t. If you multiply something with e to the power j omega t, what will you get?
Again e to the power g omega t.
And e to the power j. If you differentiate that,
Again that term will be there.
if you integrate that,
Same again will be there.
right? So what Fourier found that the operation with the exponential signals is very much easier. And that is why he has taken up this periodic signals, which can be represented in terms of exponential. And whenever you make an electronic circuit, have you realized this thing or have you ever think of that what exactly is happening in any electronic circuit? Let's say I talk about any simple circuit. You have an amplifier. What is happening inside the amplifier? Yes. Amplifier means what?
Sir, it intensifies the signal.
Intensify. So intensify means what? You want to increase the what?
Strength of signal.
Amplitude.
Amplitude. But the signal has to be same, or it should be different?
Same, sir.
Same signal. So this is a mathematical operation. You want to perform some mathematical operation. You want to multiply that signal greater than 1. Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whenever you make any electronic circuit, you will find everywhere the mathematical operations are happening. It could be integration, differentiation, right? Multiplication, addition, and all that. So dealing with the e to the power j omega t is very much easier rather than dealing with other signals. So that is why Fourier has taken up these periodic signals and converting into the e to the power j omega t and getting those answers very easily, right? And there is one more important properties of these signal which I'll tell you when I'll teach this topic. Okay, just I'm giving you the brief idea. So this unit number 3 is related to your Fourier series representation. Unit number 4 is representation of aperiodic signals. Means because you cannot deal with the aperiodic signals in Fourier series, so we will deal those signals in the Fourier transforms. Next is your unit number 5 is jet transform. Jet transform is basically the transform which we use for discrete type of signals. Whereas Fourier transform and Fourier series we deal with the continuous type signal. And the next is your sampling. Sampling is nothing but the converting a continuous time signal into the discrete time signal. So there are different type of sampling processes and how you can get the proper type of sampling and all that. The last unit, your syllabus is a little bit modified this time, but which is going to be approved. It will approve. Then unit number 7 will be in other semesters. So we will be dealing with on those semesters. There are 2 books that you have to either purchase or you have to have a soft copy of that. The name of the 2 books are Signal and System by A.B. Oppenheim and Bilski. The second one is Signal and System by H.P. Su. The first book is containing entire theory as well as few example and number of questions for a practice, unsolved question. The second book is having little amount of theory but large number of solved question, right? So I'm having the copy of these 2 books, soft copy. If you ask, I can share these 2 with you. Or otherwise, if you want to purchase, you can purchase. At least you must purchase one hard copy of any one of them.
So for now, please you share these books in the MS Team.
Now, right now, I cannot share because I need to search, but within a week, I can share.
Fine, sir. We will ask you again in the next class.
I'll search right now after the class. If I'll get, definitely I'll share.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so this is all about your subjects. Now, one more thing I want to tell you. The way of teaching of every teacher is different, right? I have my handwritten notes, right? Topic wise. I'll share these notes according to your lecture plan, whatever I am having, right? And at the same time, on the screen, I will explain. I'm not going to write anything on the either your tab or any whiteboard and else. Everything is on your screen. I'll explain each and every line at the same time. If somebody is having any problem, he or she can ask right now. And after the completion of class, I'll upload that lecture for you for your coming coming days. Okay. So at the end of the semester, you will be having all the lectures in PDF form or PPT form available with you. And after the completion of topic, I'll give you the certain sheets or your tutorial sheets that you need to submit on the date which I'll provide you. And meantime, we will be conducting your quiz also for your continuous evaluations. Right? So who is the CR of your group whom I need to contact for?
So not yet it's decided.
Okay, not yet decided. It's okay, fine. No way. But who is the can you just tell me whom I have sent the message regarding this class?
Yes, sir, to me. Yes, sir, to me, Ayush Mishra.
Ayush Mishra. Okay, Ayush. So in future also, I will be updating through you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now,
sir.
Yes.
Sir, I request you to share this PPT, that course PPT.
Definitely, I'll share each and everything. I already told, na.
Okay,
Not to worry about. Okay. Now the questions which are coming in your mind, that every subject has got its own relevance, right? See, in previous semester, you are being taught mathematics, but same time you might be thinking at that time that why you are being taught this mathematics or this Fourier series, or it was the reason that these mathematics are to be used in coming semester. But at that time, I don't think so whether the teacher have told you or not that this is going to be used in coming semester, or you just treated those semester just like a sum is given to you, you need to apply some mathematical formula, you got the answer, nothing else. I don't think, or I don't know what had happened earlier. Anyway, but every subject has got its own relevance, why it is being taught. So see, as a part of variety of areas, I'm giving you few examples, only few examples, but there are 1,000 number of examples where the signals and systems are working, right? So one is your communications. Whenever you talk about communications, you need to have signal, right? What kind of signals you are dealing with the mobile?
Radio
digital
signals?
and analog signals.
Analog signals. Okay, any other answer?
So radio signals.
Radio signals, very nice. This is little bit better answer. Any other? Mobile communication is based on what kind of signals? Is these the electromagnetic waves?
Yes.
Okay. So more specific, this is known as microwaves. Have you heard about microwave signals?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Heard, sir. Not much knowledge about it.
The low energy signals.
Yes. Where you have heard this word microwave? I think in most of the houses now we are having microwave ovens.
Sir, high frequency signals.
High frequency, very nice. Can you tell me the range of that frequency?
Sir, don't know, sir.
No, it's okay. No matters. If you do not know, no matters. But at least you must be having curiosity to know. See, from the last 5 or 10 years, we were using mobile. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
But
Yes, sir.
But till now we do not know, being an electronics engineer, till now we do not know that at what frequency this is operating. This is little bit surprising, what I feel. Because We never want to know the specification or technical specification. We always wanted to know what is the type of the camera, what is the memory size, what kind of speakers they are using, whether they are having a rear or front camera or not, something like this. We are not concerned about the operation frequency, what is the value of SAR, which is much important for you. So being an electronics engineer, I am giving you some suggestions regarding the use of mobile phone, right? Everybody has to care, but I know only few people will take care, but hardly matters. This is my moral duty because I belongs to the microwave engineering stream. I did my MTech from IIT BHU in microwave engineering especially. So this is my moral duty to tell each and everything regarding microwaves. So from today onwards, those who are operating microwave ovens in home, once you start microwave ovens, you just keep at least 2-3 meter distance. No need to stay just beside or in front of in front of your micro oven, right? This is very hazardous for you. And while using your cell phone, if you want to have a talk more than 5 or 10 minutes, either you should use Bluetooth or you can use your earphones. And when you are going to sleep or when you are sleeping, your mobile phone must be at least 1 meter away from you. Even though you are not talking to somebody at that time, but still you are being exposed by those microwave signals and they are very hazardous for your body. Nowadays, people are getting or losing their ear or cells nearby ear because of this thing. Many people are being affected by cancer because of continuous exposure of these microwaves, right? So and always try, but this is not possible, but always try that if there are babies in your home below 5 years, no need to give mobile phones to you. But nowadays, what I can see that whenever you want to get rid of babies, you just give them a mobile phone so that they can busy and hardly matters whether they are being continuously exposed by micro signals or not, because nobody want to know and nobody even bothers about this. But this is happening all around the world. So at least being an electronics engineer, you should take care. Okay, so this is how the signals are working in communication. Next one is circuit design. Whenever you want to design a circuit, so circuit means what? There has to be an input signal, there has to be an output signal. And that circuit is nothing but which is your system. Now, as I said, biomedical engineering, biomedical image processing or biomedical imaging, everywhere signals are used, right? In every biomedical instruments, we are using some specific kind of signals and we are getting some output, right? So signal could be of anything. Either it is a sound wave or either it is a X-ray or either it is some magnetic or electromagnetic signals in MRI. In every medical equipments, in every medical, wherever they are using sensors, or sensor is nothing but sensors are sensing some signals. So we are using those signals. In power systems like if I say the electricity, so electricity is again a very useful signals. Everywhere you will go in the world, the electricity will be there, so electric signal will be there. Speech processing as something like I am saying something to you and it is being listened by you or you are listening something. So this is nothing but or speech processing. So these are few examples of your signals and systems, but there can be thousand number of examples. Now, what exactly the signal is? So basically, signal is a set of information or data It is a function of one or more independent variable. It contains information about the behavior or the nature of some physical phenomena. So whatever is happening throughout the world, everything, if it is a physical phenomena, which is containing some information or the behavior of the nature of that phenomena, that can be represented by a signal. So as it is said, the signal is a function of more or independent variable. Suppose I am writing xt, and other time I am writing x t comma something, let's say t comma x by z. So it could be a function of one or more independent variables, like voice, it has a signal, electrical signal, electromagnetic waves, heartbeat, blood pressure, temperature, and vibrations. Everything which is a physical phenomena is being represented by signals. Now the question is that the existence of signal without system has got no relevance, because whenever you want to deal with any signal, the signal has to be processed, and the signal is being processed by what? It is being processed by a box, and that box is nothing but this is your system. So this is simply a brain wave example of signal, how this EEG working. These are the stock market data, which is again represented by some signals. As I said, there can be 1,000 number of examples. Now the system. A system is an identity that processes a set of signals, which is known as input or excitations. So whenever I'll use this word inputs or excitation, that means these are the signals which you are giving to a system for processing something. Is another set of signals, and at the output you will get some signals, which is your output or response. So input signal, output signals, which are also known as excitations or responses. A system may be made of some physical components, as in electrical or mechanical system, hardware realization. Now the question is that what is the system, or how you can realize that? So system is nothing but, as I said, suppose you are making simply a rectifier circuit. Have you heard this word rectifier?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, it converts the AC into DC.
Okay. So your input signal is what?
AC,
AC. What is the output signal?
DC.
signal.
Inverted.
What is the system now?
Rectifier.
Rectifier. Very nice. Now this rectifier is made up of what? It must be containing some electrical components
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
or some electrical devices. What are those components?
Capacitor and inductor
Capacitor and inductor.
and
These are diodes.
Hmm?
Diode, sir.
These are
Diode. Very
diodes.
nice. Diode and resistors, right? And in coming stages, you can use filter for, you can use capacitor as a part of filter also, in order to reduce the AC level. Okay. So I think now at least you can have a feel of what is exactly the system is, what is exactly the signal is. Okay. So as written here, a system may be made up of physical components such as electrical or mechanical, right? Now next, a system may be an algorithm that computes an output from input signals, which is a software realization, right? When you make a program, right? Suppose you want to calculate the sum of a series through a program. So you make a program. Now what is the input?
Any number which we give,
Okay, very nice. And what is the output?
the result we got.
The result we got, fine.
After.
So we have an input, we have an output, and in between the software part, the algorithm that you have written, which is your system, right? So everywhere, whenever you are having a signal and you want to get some desired output, you need to have a system. Now the question is that Because signal means, of course, signal is one word, but we have a classification of signal, different kind of signals. So we need to look for this, right? Now I'm giving you one example. See, we have a example of a circuit. A voltage source is given, a resistance and a capacitance is connected. So the voltage VT and current IC as a function of time. So this is basically your electrical circuit, which is an example of signals. Now a circuit is itself an example of system T. I'm defining system T, which responds to apply voltage and currents. So we have a input voltage, which is VT. This is also known as input signal or excitation. We have a output. The output, since we are having that electrical signal, let's say it is a motor. So we are getting some mechanical work. So your input, output, XT and YT. Now the system is being represented by T, right? So what about YT? YT can be written as the transpose of X of T, because something has happened with the XT to get the YT, and which is whatever had happened with the signal XT is completely described by the system. So I can write the YT is equal to transpose of XT. Transpose means whatever the function is being done by your system. It could be anything. Let's say if I write YT equals to 2XT, what happened to that?
YT equals to 2xt.
2XT. So that system must be what?
Amplifier.
Yes.
Amplifier, he said.
Amplifying
Or simply I can say the output is multiplied by 2, or the input is multiplied by 2 to get the output. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that means that system must be simply a multiplier. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is how you start dealing with the simple signals and systems, right? So for today, I'm just stopping over here, right? At least just giving you the very brief or basic idea of signals and system, not more than that. Now, if anybody is having any question in your mind, any doubt in your mind regarding these subjects or anything, whatever we have discussed today, he or she can ask. Otherwise, I will be ending this meeting. And we will meet you after 7th, I mean in next week, because tomorrow 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th are holiday, right?
Sir, just confirmation. Sir, in calendar 4th is given and we got a mail for 5. So 6, 7 is also. Acha, Saturday, Sunday. Oops, sorry.
4th is the holiday already declared. 5th is being declared by the institute, right? Or it's already been declared.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Sir, declared.
And 6 and 7, you must be aware Saturday and Sunday. So you will a long weekend to enjoy your Diwali and then rejuvenate yourself for next coming semesters or coming challenges. Anything else?
Sir, if someone is not present in next class, then the 10th November class.
Why not in the next class?
Sir, I will be traveling for MNIT.
So you can join through mobile?
That will be difficult, sir.
At least you can use your earphone.
I will try, but sir, if I'm not absent, if I'm
Okay.
not present, then
Nothing is going to happen.
no.
You will
It's
be
a
marked as absent, nothing else.
no.
Okay. So I think this is enough for today. I'm ending this meeting by saying simply Happy Diwali to all and enjoy your holiday.
Happy you too, sir. Thank
Happy
you.
Diwali, sir.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you. Happy Diwali, sir.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you, sir.
दीदी